What up, YouTube? Rich the Return Rider coming here from an overcast day here in Lake City, Florida. And we are out today for some throttle therapy. Now, this is the first video, guys, for the new year. So for all you folks that's here for the first time, thanks for tuning in. For all you folks that's return viewers, I appreciate you coming back. For all that subscribe to the channel, guys, appreciate the support. For all you folks that haven't yet subscribed, guys, hit that subscribe button so we can continue to bring you some of this content. So today, guys, we are out on the 2019 Honda Goldwing Ruby. And the temperature at this time is registering on the bike to be 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And for all of you folks that are living in areas where you're experiencing colder weather and probably maybe some snow or ice on the ground, I'm hoping that you guys could live vicariously through me, guys, as we get out and we do a video here. First video for the year, like I said, that I think is relevant. We're going to be starting out here with somewhat of a U-turn or maybe a half figure eight. For you folks that's been here to the channel before, you know I like to do a little bit of practicing and some emergency braking here. Now, let's start this video out, guys, first of all, by acknowledging and saying a prayer for the folks in LA that is experiencing some tumultuous times here with these fires and the loss of some lives, property, and sad event, guys. Let's make sure we pray for these folks. We're going to start this video out today, guys. Like I say, for the ones that's here for the first time, I do content on Goldwing, motorcycle riding, getting back into riding after being away for 20 years. I've been back in the game now for probably about 4 years or so, 3 or 4 years. And try to prioritize a little bit of safety on this channel. And one of the things that I like to do, guys, is a little bit of parking lot practice to get my confidence and stuff like that with the motorcycle riding thing. I recently did the Robert Simmons Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle class. If you guys are interested in checking that video out, met up with RSS Goldwing. It is practice 119. And realize that the less that I practice, or when I don't prioritize practice, guys, that I lose a little bit of my skills when it comes to the slow speed maneuver stuff. But anyway, folks, if you get a chance and you want to check that video out, go ahead. It's, like I said, Robert Simmons Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle, practice 119. But today, guys, what we're going to be talking about, man, is I have recently got a call from what I'm going to refer to as my local dealership about that recall, that primary drive, I guess it's called a drive bolt for either the engine or transmission or whatever it is that we are facing now with the recall. And they asked me, hey man, do you want us to order that bolt for you, and then we would schedule you to come in and have that bolt replaced. Now the thing about that, guys, as I get out for some throttle therapy here, I usually take off by flexing the muscle of this 1800cc Honda Goldwing. But I try to take it a little bit easier now when I realize there might be a failure out there, so I don't stress any weak parts and have any catastrophic failures. But let's talk about it, man. So that dealer reached out to me, but I have opted to go with a different dealership, and I'll explain that to you shortly here. As I'm watching one of my favorite content creators, the Honda Goldwing guru extraordinaire, not going to mention any names, doing a video talking about folks that's jumping ship on the Honda Goldwing. They're going to Harley Davidson, the folks that have the previous Honda Goldwings, or they're saying they're glad that they didn't opt for the newer Generation 6 Honda Goldwing. And what I want to do on this video here, guys, is to give my opinion. First of all, share some information with you guys, like I like to do on this channel, of what I've received straight from the dealership on this repair. And if you hang on to the end of the video, guys, I'm going to mention if I have any regrets on purchasing the Generation 6 Honda Goldwing, and would I do it again? I think most of you guys already know the answer to that, but we'll touch a little bit on that before I close the video out. I'm going to try not to make it too long. I'm heading over to the local dealership. I'm going to be picking up a filter and so forth for my CBR 600 right in the back roads here in Lake City, and we're going to cover this topic real quick. Now, one of the things that content creator was also talking about is as he traveled the country, he haven't yet have, like I said, this is January 2025, he haven't yet had the fuel pump recall replaced on his motorcycle. He's not too concerned about it. We know there are folks out there, guys, that have already 100,000 miles on these motorcycles that haven't suffered any issues due to those recalls, and he's not very concerned about it. He haven't had the previous recall done, and he haven't yet done this recall. He's not on a list on this recall. And what I want to say to that, folks, is I understand the situation. Hey, if you got things to do and you want to ride your motorcycle, go ahead and ride your motorcycle if that's what you choose to do. But what I'm going to disagree with, guys, is not taking advantage of these recalls when they're out there as expediently as you can, or expeditiously as you can, whatever the correct word is. You know, I'm an owner of a 2008 Toyota Tundra, and on that specific vehicle, there was a recall on that vehicle years ago that dealt with something called an air induction bypass system or whatever it is. And Toyota have done a recall for that issue up to 10 years. So I am past the 10-year period. If I have the issue with that air induction system, it's going to cost me $2 to $3 grand. Now, Honda is making it clear out there that this failure can be dangerous. Guys, it looked like we're going to be getting some rain here. I will try to finish this video as quickly as possible before I shut the cameras down. Honda is saying, hey, you know, guys, listen, this is a dangerous situation here that you could incur some serious issue here. And I'm envisioning, guys, being out in the mountains of Tennessee or riding the twisties. Now here in Florida, you know, we don't have much of that problem. But picture that bolt breaking, that engine bolt breaking, and you're experiencing a rear wheel lockup, and you're in the mountains, you're on the twisties, you're hanging close to a cliff. So I disagree, folks, with not taking advantage of these recalls when they're available, especially when it's having to do with safety. Now, I know a lot of folks out there be saying, hey, you know, I don't know a lot of folks that have had that issue. But I did remember in one of my comment sections a gentleman explaining that he has had some failure due to something in the engine going wrong, and I think it was before this recall was out. And Honda took care of him, and I think it took him a little while. He did explain to me that Honda did take care of the issue. But guys, what I'm going to say, man, as I try to wrap this video up and not make it too long here, especially because of the weather here. Like I said, I'm not complaining about it, guys. It's saying 67 or 69 degrees here now. And I know some of you folks are in colder climates where you can't ride. But what I'm going to say, folks, is take the opportunity to go to a credible dealership, a dealership that is pretty versed or very comfortable in working on this motorcycle, because the question is, guys, is this the big deal or not? Is this a game changer for you or not? Now, when I reached out to the dealership that I want to take the motorcycle to, RC Hill Honda in DeLand, this dealership is about 2.5 hours away from me. The dealership that contacted me is the one that did the fuel pump, but I've also had some issues with that dealership not being very good in diagnosing another problem that I had with my motorcycle. And when I went to RC Honda on my last visit, when I was there, the dealers did at the time over 500 of those fuel pumps. They do work on Honda Goldwings. You know, I reached out to that dealership. The manager that was at the dealership told me that his motorcycle, the 2020 Honda Goldwing, was used as the experimental bike on this repair. He did explain to me that it's about a 6 or 7 hour job. They don't have to remove the engine. They do move the engine, the top shelter, and so forth. They move enough parts so they can get to the back of the bike to access that bolt. To date, like I said, this is January 18th. To date, they have done 20 so far, including his. The bolt, if they order it for me, would take probably a couple of days. I forgot how much you say, maybe 5 to 6 days. But I'll be on a waiting list of about 20 people. I'll be behind 20 more people right now to have this repair done. So by the time I get my motorcycle there, again, 2.5 hours, I'll load it up on the trailer, take it down to DeLand. I got a brother that lives in that area. My sister and them is in Orlando. I'll drop the bike off, go hang out with some family. But I'm pretty comfortable that this dealership is a good dealership, and I think that's important to work on this Honda Goldwing. Now, I guess with the 20 that's already been done and me being on the waiting list behind another 20, they would have done at least 40 of these bikes at the time. I think that's important. One of the things that I want to mention also, and I think I saw it in the Cruiseman Garage, is it would be a great time to have that filter replaced. So I spoke to the manager at the dealership about that, and he did mention to me, yep, great time. He said usually that filter would take 3 to 4 hours to be done, plus $75 for the filter. So you're looking at labor 3 to 4 hours on the usual air filter replacement. He said it takes them about 45 minutes once they have all the stuff removed to do this repair. And that filter is, again, $75 or so. And it's a great time to have that done. So yeah, one of the recommendations there, guys, is to do that. Again, go to a reputable dealership because it is a big repair. Leave it in the comment section, guys, if you think this is a deal changer for you owning the Honda Goldwing. And what I'm going to say, folks, is one of the things that I'm going to acknowledge here, and for 2025, always trying to keep it positive again, is that, you know what, at least Honda has acknowledged that there was a mess up here. And they are willing to rectify it regardless of how much it's going to cost them, because this has got to be quite an expensive recall on the Honda Goldwing. Maybe it's one of the reasons that it's affecting the 2025 not being here. But what I'm going to say, guys, is the 2025 Harley-Davidson CVO, as I was at Harley-Davidson the other day, is not available at this time either. But would I buy the Honda Goldwing again? First of all, let me answer the question. When I was looking for the Honda Goldwing, guys, I love the way the Honda motorcycle looked, that sports touring look. It was beautiful. I still feel that way about it. And if I had to purchase a motorcycle all over again, guys, yeah, hell yeah, it would be the Honda Goldwing. Of course, it would be the 2023 or the 2024. But listen, man, all of these manufacturers have some kind of recall. I saw the recalls on Harley-Davidson. I think a lot of their stuff might have been software, and also Indian. Indian had a recall also on their software. I watched a video with a guy complaining about his battery just completely draining continuously, and that was a software upgrade. And again, I'm not making a comparison and not saying that this is not a big deal. It's a big deal, guys. Is it a big enough deal for me to jump ship on the Honda Goldwing at this specific time? Absolutely not. Hopefully in this video I share some information with you guys that you might be concerned about. Again, the dealership is saying the engine does not have to come out, but they have to do a significant amount of tear down. That's a 6 to 7 hour job. You know, it's nothing out of your pocket. If you're due for that filter change, it will be a great time to do it. So yeah, guys, that's my video for first video for 2025, man. Hope that some of you guys just like, share, subscribe. I'm going to try to bring some content to you that I think is relevant. You know, always relying on you guys in the comment section. I say that's where the magic happens. And you know what I'm also going to say, folks, as how I always in my videos, if you haven't seen my videos before, encouraging you guys to get on these motorcycles and practice a little bit of safety. I love the parking lot drills, the slow speed maneuvers. Guys, I like going to the track also and doing some track days. Not on the Goldwing, but on my other motorcycle. But what I'm going to say, man, is if nothing else, the experts claim the one thing that will help keep us safe on these motorcycles, if nothing else, is practicing emergency braking and swerving. I did have experience recently with a co-worker of mine that have had a major accident on his motorcycle because he locked up the front brakes trying to avoid some wildlife. Thank God he's okay, but that motorcycle at this point is totaled. So yeah, practice emergency braking and swerving. At the end of the day, guys, it's better that you drop your bike on a concourse or in the parking lot than to crash them out there in the streets. Rich, the return rider, coming to you from Lake City, Florida here as we get out on a beautiful but rainy day here in Lake City, Florida. And I am out. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Heading to the local dealership here to help support the local dealership. Now, this is not the dealership that be working on the Goldwing. Check it out, guys. RC Hill Honda. Won't mention the name of the manager, guys, but if you call there, you can get all the information that I just shared with you, and you don't have to wait for a notice from Honda. Oh, look at this. Nice Indian motorcycle right there up front and center.